What up, Dokkanners? With the part 2 banners coming up during the 8-year anniversary on Global, I'm going to be answering a few questions in today's video. I was originally planning on splitting these up, but I figured I'll just consolidate all of this into one video because I think it's just easier that way. We're going to answer 3 questions. Number 1, is it worth summoning on the part 2 banner or banners? Number 2, which headliner LR in part 2 is better, Goku or Gohan? And number 3, which banner is better overall, comparing the two? Again, I could have made all these into separate videos, but I figured all of these just relate so much to one another that you might as well just put it all together into one video, and that's what we're going to be doing. Starting off with number 1, is it worth summoning on part 2? The answer is yes. I think that everyone should take a few chances on these banners, especially the one that we're looking at right here, the Goku banner, because there are some tremendous upsides in doing so. Number 1, and the most obvious one, would obviously be pulling the new units, but number 2, the featured SSR on this banner in particular, the revived Super Saiyan Goku, has been at the center of so many different showcases and challenge runs and things that you've seen throughout the year that begs the question, when the heck do I get to pull that unit? This was one of the biggest issues that a lot of people had with showcases and runs on videos in general throughout the last year. If they were unable to have pulled the revived Goku last year during the worldwide download, this unit has not aged at all. This unit is still very much relevant, very useful, still extremely effective, and if anything, if you've seen my recent videos, this unit links insanely well with one of the strongest units of all time, the LR Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Links at 7 links at both the Super Saiyan 2 level and at the Super Saiyan 1 level. Both units share the same 7 links with the revived Goku. This unit is a fantastic unit. This unit is a must-have in my opinion. So if you don't have a single copy of this guy, he will be available and featured on the upcoming Carnival banner, where you can either buy him with your Carnival coins or first throw some summons at the banner. Now, of course, we do have the rainbow tickets that will be available starting from when this banner is released. So even before you consider summoning on the banner, if you are thinking of using some rainbow tickets, you might want to use those first, depending on where you summon. After that, you could decide if you want to use your stones. Keep in mind that for the first 350 hours, they will be offering a buy 3 get 1 free deal on these banners like they did for the part 1. So there will be some level of savings. It would obviously not be the exact same in terms of like the tickets that you get back and whatnot, but still, it's not every day that you get a Carnival banner that offers something like this. So I think it is worth summoning. Maybe not a whole lot of summons, but still throwing a few summons in there would be good. Again, especially since you're going to be earning around a total of 1,100, almost 1,200 stones throughout this anniversary. So I think with that being said, a few summons here and there will offset all of the stones you're going to be getting back during this celebration. Now let's talk about which unit is better, the Goku or the Gohan. Now there's a lot to unpack here. So to make this a little bit easier to illustrate which unit is better, I have taken the liberty of listing it all out here so we can very easily take a look at which unit is better. So I've listed out the passive skills. You guys may recall, I did this with the part 1 units. I don't want to do it at the same level because there's really not much else to consider other than the passive, because everything else is pretty much the same. So if we just go through these characters real quickly, their leader skills both are fantastic. 200% for Turtle School, 200% for Bond of Master and Disciples. Both leader skills are insanely good. Turtle School is basically all Gokus with a few other characters like Roshi, Yamcha, and Krillin. Nobody cares. And then for the Bond of Master and Disciple, this is a lot of other characters. Krillin, sorry, not Krillin. Piccolo, Trunks, Vegeta, Goku, Whis. There's a lot of different characters in the Bond of Master and Disciple category. So if you are trying to run that, this is a nice jump from the previous 170%. We don't actually have a true 170 yet on the Bond of Master and Disciple. So this is kind of a big jump for the category, which is actually pretty cool. Super attacks, both have pretty much the same type of super attacks. Kind of one has a permanent stack on their 18 key to an extent. The defense one, temporary, is on the 12 key. I will give the edge to Gohan here because the Gohan does have the 18 key super, which does stack. And then of course, multiple other types of supers depending on who's present. If you've got some of the Z fighters here, you have a certain super attack. If you have Piccolo, you get another super attack. Both do the same thing, but you know, they're different animations. So that might be a little bit better for the Gohan. So Gohan gets the edge there. But now let's take a look at the passive. The passive is the main part of this whole thing. Who is better and why? So this is very difficult to see in general. So I'm going to try to point this out through this little comparison here. I have to make the text really tiny to show both. Everything in white is what they have in common. Everything in the different colors is what is unique to them. So they both have entrance animations. They both have starting key, starting stats, which are good. For the first 6 turns from the start of the turn, Goku gets guard, guaranteed guard, whereas Gohan gets launching of an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack. So In a vacuum, out of the two, I would much prefer the guard in most cases, because guard is more universal. You are able to cover yourself a little bit better. You know, if you can't get damage reduction, guard is the next best thing. If we take a look at the Gohan's super attacks, though, he does have a 70% chance of launching an additional super attack. So if we take a look at what he does, his 18 key would raise defense and attack permanently. His 12 key would raise attack. So is that something that matters to you? Maybe, but I think out of the two, I would probably give the edge to the Goku when all things are considered there. Key +4 attack and defense 159 at the start of the turn. Both have the relatively same stat line. One is different because of the whole Gohan Goku wordplay. That's why the 58 and the 59 are a thing, but they're basically the same thing. Next thing, Goku gets 2 random things here, whereas Gohan just gets the 1. So we'll start with the Gohan. Gohan reduces damage received by 30% from enemies who have been hit by this character's ultra super attack within the same turn. This is especially easy to accommodate when you're fighting a group of enemies because of the fact that you have an AoE ability on the Link super attacks. Anyone you're fighting and anyone that they're accompanied by will all be hit by your ultra super, giving yourself basically 30% damage reduction against virtually any opponent, which is good. But at the same time, how often are you going to be fighting multiple opponents? That part really isn't as valuable, except for something like World Tournament or maybe like Red Zone prelims, but that is still good. You know, damage reduction is good. But now let's take into consideration Goku's. Goku survives KO attacks once per turn. Just randomly, he has that ability. And there's no HP restriction. There are certain units like Int, Jackie Chun, STR, Super Saiyan Goku from Namek. They have abilities to survive KO attacks as long as they're above a certain health threshold. Here, you can survive KO attacks at any threshold. There's no restriction once per turn. That's pretty bonkers. On top of that, you recover 59% health if HP is 40% or below at the end of the turn once only. So you also have basically a free item. So these two things compared to the damage reduction may seem more universal here, but I think this is more convenient, especially when you've already got guard going on. I think that this overall is the better set, but you know, you could probably make a good argument for this one. So I mean, you know, if anything, you want, we could give this a tie, but I just think that this, since this is 2 separate abilities, you have a KO survival and a heal for free. I think the Goku is better here. Then if we take a look at this part, plus an additional key, +1 up to 5 with each attack received. Also, Goku gets extra critical. Gohan gets extra defense. I will admit that Gohan getting extra defense is the better one. I do like that. I would prefer to have that than critical because I like to play it more safe. Plus an additional attack +59 for the rest of the battle from the turn in which the character receives the 5th attack in battle. Goku gets defense. So when what you lose here, you make up for in the defense right here. So the edge goes back to the Goku right here. Gohan gets the attack. Basically the opposite, right? Defense in the attacks received, attack when receiving the 5th attack. Goku gets the 5th attack defense boost, and then on the way you get the critical, which, you know, in hindsight also is nice. That sort of is like a makeshift attack boost. Plus an additional attack +120 for the rest of the battle after the character receives the 9th attack in battle. Gohan launches an additional super attack starting from the turn in which the character receives the 8th attack in battle. This one's kind of hard. I think this one's kind of hard to decide. I think probably the Gohan's passive is better here because of the guaranteed additional super attack. I think I could probably give the edge to that one. You get a nice attack boost, but still, it's all about that, you know, launching multiple supers. That's pretty sweet. And then Goku just gets an extra ability that Gohan doesn't even have here. Goku gets the high chance of nullifying Ki Blast super attacks directed at the character and counters the tremendous power. So, I mean, for the simple reason that Goku just has more abilities for no reason makes him better. I think it's because Gohan has the attack arsenal. Goku gets the passive arsenal, if you will. So because of that, I think the Goku is better overall. There's just more going on for the unit. So I think overall, the unit has more to account for in different situations. I think the unit is superior. So that answers the second question. Who is better, Gohan or Goku? My answer is Goku. Now, the last part of the video, I want to discuss the banners themselves. So what I basically did was I took each banner and I put them all into a list, not counting the featured SSRs, because when you're summoning on a Carnival banner, you don't care about the SSRs, you cared about the actual LRs. The featured SSRs that are here, you got banner units, randos that nobody cares about. I mean, that's not true. I'm being dramatic. These guys are okay in their own right in very small situations, but again, we don't care about that, right? We care about the big guns, the LRs. So I put them all side by side. And what we're basically going to do is we're going to do another head-to-head. We did this for the part 1 banners. We're going to do these for the part 2 banners. AGL Goku versus Gohan. I give the edge to the Goku for the reasons that I mentioned before. Tech Super Saiyan Goku versus Physical Metacooler. I give the edge to the Revive Goku. He is better. Why? Because his revive happens on the entire turn, whereas the Metacooler's revive only happens if he gets KO'd. That is an important distinction. So I think the Super Saiyan Goku wins. Int Fusion Zamasu versus AGL Golden Frieza. I have been very vocal about how much I love the Golden Frieza. I think this unit is better overall than the Fusion Zamasu, especially considering this guy is a simple plug and play on any team, whereas the Fusion Zamasu sort of has certain team composition restrictions. Plus, Future Saga's Extreme side just really has no real oomph just yet. Maybe the upcoming worldwide download could change that, but as of now, I think Golden Frieza is better, so Golden Frieza takes the W. Here, STR Kaioken Goku versus Tech Vegeta. I can't really decide, so I'm going to kind of just pass on that one for now. Tech Goku Gohan versus Physical Goku Piccolo. Both are really good characters. I think the Tech Goku Gohan is better when you consider synergy, links, and some of the relevant categories. I think the Goku Gohan is the better unit. Vegeta Goku or AGL Krillin Gohan. My money is on the Vegeta Goku, the exchange unit. Physical Cell Jr. versus Int GT Trio. I don't even think this matters. I don't think this conversation even matters. This is a world tournament unit. This is an extra LR. I mean, looking at the score so far, it is 4-1. So even if we were to give both of these to the Gohan banner, it still shows that the Goku banner is better. So it really doesn't matter. This conversation doesn't matter. The 7-year LR Part 2 units don't even matter. The answer is that the Goku banner is the superior banner out of the two. So again, this all goes back to the first question. Is it worth summoning? Yes. Which banner should you prioritize? This one. So if you are on a budget during Part 2, if the tickets don't exactly pan out for you, and you just have a couple of stones left over that you'd like to throw onto this banner, let it be this one and not the Gohan banner. The Gohan banner does have its merits. Some great units here, especially the two Wicked Bloodline guys here. But I think all things considered, the possibility of pulling the LR Goku headliner along with pulling the revived Goku and also some nice extra units that are also really, really good. I think this banner is the better option. So that hopefully should give you some peace of mind when you consider summoning on Part 2. I think the number one thing, though, is to look out for these rainbow tickets. But there you go. Answered 3 questions in one video. Would you look at that? Efficiency. Not only do we Dokkan responsibly, but we video responsibly. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with any of my takes. I would love to hear from you guys. If you have any other opinions on things that I might have missed or forgotten to mention, if you have anything to add, feel free to do so in the comments down below. And how many stones were you planning on summoning on these banners? Let me know. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know we want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and remember to Dokkan responsibly.